out. Mara and the sea. On the 5th morning after the storm, Mara walked to the shingle, where the sea had thrown the pier into a crooked grin. Kelp clung to the rails like ribbons, gulls picked at the tangles. The wind had salt in its teeth, and the village wore the stunned look people get after hard news. Is that what it is? She will not stop me taking them to Cannock. They will be going to Cannock with us, by hook, by crook. She had not been this close to the water since the winter she fell through it. That day had rearranged her life with the bluntness of a slammed door. Lungs seizing, eyes full of biting green, the sound of her name caught in other people's throats. Afterwards, she learned the geography of avoidance. She began to speak of the sea as if it were a past lover whose letters she had burned. Storms are honest. They don't whisper. The village needed hands, not ghosts. So Mara put on her father's oilskin, the one that smelt faintly of engine grease, and stepped onto the beach. And before anyone could ask if she was sure, the first wave didn't touch her. The second lapped at her boots. The third rolled up and over, cold and bright and unavoidable. She swore softly. She waited for the old panic to enter her like smoke. It didn't. She felt it press the door and held the handle. She worked, she hauled timber with the fishermen, she untied knots that had tightened like fists. Children appeared with buckets and serious faces. Someone passed her a flask and she tasted courage disguised as tea. When the tide turned, they built a wall of stones to keep the sea from taking back what it had left. On the 7th day, a boy named Tom asked if she would show him how to float. His mother stood nearby, twisting her wedding ring. Mara looked at the water, thin as steel, beneath the pale sky, and nodded. They waded into the line where the cold becomes a fact. Breathe out, she said. Let the sea hold you as if it's also afraid to drop you. He laughed, startled, as the water lifted his small ribs. She steadied his shoulders, then let go. Word travelled as quickly as gossip always does. Soon there were half a dozen children, then more with borrowed towels and noses pink from the wind. The pier would take months to mend, but the week held an easier light. Mara taught them the tide's timetable, the way rips write arrows on the surface, the modest miracle of a steady breath. Each time she entered the water, the door inside her shifted on its hinges and opened another inch. On the last evening, they lit a string of lanterns along the ruined rail. The sea, tame as anything, can be slid past like black silk. Mara stood with wet hair and aching arms and understood that triumph is often a quiet verb. It is the hand that uncurls. It is the step taken before the question is finished. It is choosing again and again to return. And if I can find it, one moment. There is our Mara helping the children to float.